And we're back.
And we're back. And we're back. And we're back with a big one. Back with the
Very,
big one.
very excited for this one. Uh,
Yeah,
s-
well,
the Silo season 2 has released the first episode, and
came out
whoa,
on Friday, I guess. So a
yeah,
couple days ago.
I think
And
on like 2 days ago actually.
yeah.
Yeah, but
And as we said in our last video, last weekend, I guess. I can't remember. I started rewatching with your cousin. I introduced him to
mhm.
the series, and it was great because then I just took the whole week to be watching it.
Mhm.
And not sure why I've got Siri up here right now, but oh well. Um, and oh, Siri's trying to dive into my podcast here. Um,
Siri is secretly working for Elon
yeah,
Musk and is trying
or
to get back
or
contact you.
maybe she just wants to help us out. To be the interview guest. Eh? I guess maybe we'll have to get Chat GPT in here one day and
It's that 1990s or whatever clippy thing where it's like, do
right.
you need help? I don't really know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, it was great. Just I'm glad I started rewatching it because it's a
Hmm.
long, it's a series with a lot of episodes,
Hmm.
and really,
And it's
great to refresh my memory about what went on, and
yeah,
yeah.
it's one
So
of those series
let's
that like I think you really do need to rewatch it before the next season because it's like unlike so many other series where it's like, oh, murder mystery thing or entanglement. This is
yeah.
like an actual interesting story that you really need to like.
And the last episode is so like not even the last episode, the last 5 minutes or 5, 10 seconds of the first season, right? She goes out, and I'm trying to remember like there's something that basically that allows her to survive where the other people didn't survive, right?
Right. I have a
And
theory
and
about that.
right, well, and so I was trying to remember, oh yeah, like she survives. I was like, did she survive because she got fresh air in, or did she survive because somebody, you know, anyways, I just sort of forgot. And then there's the whole thing where there's like when she gets out there, it's beautiful,
Right.
and then it goes and then and you as the viewer think, oh, she's got out. It is really beautiful out
Right.
here. But then the screen stops and you go, oh my God, it's a wasteland, right? Like
Right.
at the
It's
very end of the first season, you're like, what's going on?
mhm. Like, and in actuality, it's most likely just those like in the suit, it has like I don't know, like a screen thing that like pre-built into it to show you a false thing, so that when you die,
That
you're
you
dying in a beautiful field.
well, also that you want to clean and try and show people, right? Like you want to show people how beautiful it is. That's why they clean, because they want to
Right.
show people,
Oh,
they want to show people how beautiful it is. So they want to clean the screen so that they can see too, right?
right.
But
Okay,
of
I didn't
course,
think about that.
yeah, no, that's the whole reason why they always clean. But then, the point is that people can't see. It's weird. It's because she's seeing like what the people are seeing is actually
Real.
real-ish, although the bodies aren't there. When she goes out, she doesn't see the bodies, right?
I think she
But
does.
well, she doesn't see their bodies when she first goes there. Like
Hmm.
when she sees the beautiful thing in the beautiful world, the bodies aren't there.
Right.
And so it's anyways,
It
it's
it
interesting.
gives the people who are like going out the false sense of like, oh, they actually did leave and they're just over that hill that I can't see. And then like they
Maybe
actually die, and then whoever comes next and cleans doesn't see the bodies.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
but
So
anyways, so that's the end of the first season, right? And it's
yeah.
like so much happens, and you're kind of so
Right.
confused about what she's seeing or not seeing, what's real,
Right.
what's not real. Like, does she
Like
get away? Does like what's going on?
right. Like at the like the
And
there's so
sorry, and
many
then
things
and
that
and then you see the that there's other silos.
there's yeah, again, I think this should be our title or like a main point of the thing. Those last 10 minutes in those last 10 minutes, we see,
like 1 month, 3 minutes or 2 minutes or
yeah,
something, right? Like,
in those last minutes, we see the main head leader guy enter a server room that's big and has secrets that we don't know of that may,
yeah,
who knows. We see that the outside world is actually
a
worse for wear,
wasteland.
but we
Yeah,
can't see anything else because, in fact, it's like a few feet of dirt packed around in a circle.
right. Yeah,
We see the outside world, which is dead, and like a massive city in the background, and like it looks like the world that the air that they're in is just like a big old plain, like just a flat zone, basically.
hmm,
And then
yeah,
the craziest thing, there is silos not like not more than a minute's walk jaunt away. Like
yeah.
who
There's
knows how
silos
many?
everywhere.
Right.
Like tens of silos, and there's a
Yeah.
city in the background,
Right.
right?
And like it's also interesting to see that like some of those silos like look to be like their cameras and stuff look to be still there, but others are like there's dirt all over, possibly meaning that like, those haven't been opened.
Yeah. Well, I didn't notice that
Mm.
in the
I
end of the
kind
first
of
season,
only
but
I only kind of
yeah,
learned that after like rewatching it via someone else talking about it.
right.
But episode one of season two. Whoa.
So we go like so you get reminded, right? Because I
Hmm.
finished the first season this morning, and and then you get there and you're like, okay, so where are we going with this, right?
Hmm.
And but then it starts, you're watching this rebellion happen, right?
Hmm.
It starts with a rebellion, and you don't know, you're trying to figure out like where is this, like,
Is this actually the rebellion that happened in
right.
this our main
Or
silo's
or
history?
for when I first started, I was like, did they jump ahead? Has she caused a rebellion?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what was going on, kind of, right?
You like she unintentionally destabilized the whole silo because like look, they are lying to us. A human came back, right?
Well, because she lived, right?
Yeah.
They watched her walk over the horizon,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So,
So in those first minutes, like you don't know what's happening. Is you're wondering, is this the future? Is this that silo's future? Is this the
yeah,
past?
yeah,
And like
exactly.
it's a really cool scene too.
Yeah,
Like them all like preparing. There's the bells.
yeah,
They drop a drawbridge on like a destroyed bridge because like
yeah.
the guys wanted to
Trying to
stop.
protect themselves or whatever. Yeah. No, it was that, so you got that going on,
Mhm.
right? And then you got her going through discovery, right? Like
Yeah. And then
of like the crazy,
yeah.
like clearly it's toxic outside.
Oh, yeah, no. Papa, it literally cuts from the guy with a green like shirt flag or like rag flag going outside of the like doors,
Yeah.
walking out of it, and then it
To the
cuts
flag.
to the
Yeah.
flag in the guy's hand, now a skeleton. And then she walks like a few of them must have made it across like the silo's dirt surroundings because like
Yeah.
she only sees a few and then she walks into the silos
The
like
crater sort of.
and then there's everyone there.
Right. Yeah. No, it's crazy. So there's that, right? And so then, that's like it's also a big body blow to the viewer, like,
It's
like the world isn't okay outside, right?
no
So like
like
just when you
there's
think it's like that the goal here is okay, how are we going to get everyone outside? It's like, okay, well, everyone's got to stay in their silos.
yeah like and we don't exactly know why it's like
Right.
it we don't
Yeah.
know if it's maybe radiation
Right.
poison maybe there's like a lack of air.
Yeah. No, we don't know. And
And it's
anyway, so there's
there's that.
there's
Like, yeah,
yeah,
in the last few minutes of the last episode, so much was discovered. And so much was discovered in the first ep minutes of this episode.
right. Yeah. So much
So much.
going so much going on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You got a little
I
distraction
got
there.
a little dog who has something just to
Yeah.
say he's asking why there are no pets in the
And then the entire rest of the episode, it's so it must be so weird for the woman. I forget her name, but like she's come from an environment where there's surrounding like this
Juliet.
Juliet, right? She comes from a place where, it looks basically exactly like this.
Oh,
But
when she goes into the into the
yeah,
other silo.
she's
Right.
she's literally coming like not 10 minutes away from an environment that like had issues, but it was also home to her, into
Right.
a place that looks a lot like theirs, but
Same, but it's
everyone's
just
dead.
yeah, just the whole place is
And it must
devastated.
be so weird as well because like it's so quiet.
Right.
She's not used to most likely to just quietness
Right.
in a
And then
home like hers.
yeah, and then there's a lot of flashbacks also about her as a kid, right? Going into the
Was that her
um
as her? That was her as a kid?
that's her as a kid fixing the
Oh,
toy, and that's her, like they're going through again, like when she moved down to mechanical.
right.
Like just how how she learned to fix things basically,
Mhm.
right? Because I guess she's pretty adept at figuring shit
Right.
out, kind of.
Yeah, like I'd imagine there would have to be a like that kind of skill would be very wanted in an enclosed environment, basically,
Hmm.
like that.
Right.
Like the fact that like down in recycling, it's literally like check what's been thrown down, only incinerate the stuff that like we can actually like grow again.
Right. Right. Um, yeah, and I was also thinking at the end of the first season, she flashes on the nature scene, right? Like from the video from the hard
Mhm.
drive, somebody's cleaning. Somehow they get the video from somebody's cleaning, right?
Yeah.
That shows the beautiful outside. But it's interesting because in a way, that beautiful outside is tainting everyone,
Hmm.
and you think, oh, they've shown what it's really like outside on all the screens and everything. But in fact, that isn't real. It's like she's trying to inspire people with something in the end that isn't real, you know?
Right.
Like
It's so
I just find that
crazy.
interesting, right? Because in some ways, keeping everyone in the silo is actually, like, quote unquote, the right thing to do.
Right, because like we have no clue what's killing people outside.
Right.
And so
But I mean, the
it
outside
yeah.
kills them. It doesn't
Yeah, no,
matter
no, it
that
does.
much at this moment. But like,
But like it's so interesting to me the fact that like she thinks she's removing the bag off everyone's head and saying, "Look, guys, we're actually basically
right,
isolationists in a beautiful world." But
right.
in fact, she has her own bag over her head.
Yeah,
Like
or what, yeah, whatever it
she
is, right?
thinks
Like
that
it's
she's
yeah,
saving people, but in fact, it isn't. It's actually is as
yeah,
bad.
yeah. So it's just interesting because it sets things up, like, in some ways this could have all have been about, like, starting a new rebellion in her, you know what I mean, in her silo,
Hmm.
but it's actually so much more complicated than that,
Right.
right? Like,
Because like
what is she gonna want to do? Like,
right.
what does she want to tell people, kind of?
Right. Like it's such an interesting position because like I like how the bad guys in the show aren't only bad guys. Like they are bad because like they're doing bad stuff, but also the secrets that they're keeping, it is also to make sure that people survive because they're in a danger
Yeah,
like
I
yeah,
mean,
no, they're
look,
they could tell
in
people that, hey, actually, the world outside is dangerous. That's why we're keeping you here. And like they could
right.
reveal, but like it's so interesting because like can't just go, guys, you've got to rebel and get out of here. She can't now because the world outside is dangerous. And like,
Right. And yeah, that's the thing. It's the kind that's what I mean. It's just so interesting. It's like it's not just like she's gonna, like, come back and free everyone.
no,
The
this,
fact of the matter is it is terrible outside.
yeah,
So, like,
at best, she could maybe like free people by bringing them to a either dead vault or dead silo or a silo where everyone knows what's happening.
yeah, it's
And
actually
it does
almost like more depressing. Like, you're gonna
right.
what come back and say to people, yeah, it is actually like
It is
there's all these other silos, but
Yeah.
like everyone's living the same,
Silo.
there's no easy fix here, right?
No, and like there's so much we don't know. Like
Right.
it's so you're saying like, guys, the island we're living on is terrible. And like, look, there's actually islands all around us. But who knows if those islands are either dead or like full of evil cannibals or something.
Well, but also they're already full, right? It's not like you
Yeah.
can go like communicating with like there's nothing to gain. There's no
Yeah.
like great big gain here, right? Because
No.
every silo is like either
Dead
dead
or
or
full.
alive, right? Or
Yeah.
full, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like she's
Yeah.
learned some information, which I think is important, but in a way
Definitely.
it doesn't necessarily change like it
The
won't change
situation.
it won't change or the power structure or
Right.
the good governance, so to speak, of the
Yeah.
silo, the reasons for
Because
it or anything like that,
yeah, she can't go back and say, guys, we've got to rebel because she'll kill
Hmm.
everyone. Because
Hmm.
they'll rebel and some issues will crop up, like, generators failing or water purifiers, who knows? Or like some people scared will rush the doors and break it down and kill everyone. She
Right.
can't just cause a panic. She's got to think because she wants to help people. And the situation that the people are living isn't the best, but she also now knows that it could be a lot worse. Everyone,
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know where she like I don't know like
how do you
I'm
fix?
interested, but
Yeah,
I just don't
no.
know where it's all gonna go, right? Because
Yeah.
like she's on her own, she's got her own shit basically to deal with now. She's in an abandoned generator with some, lunatic locked behind a door, right? Like she meets someone else. There's
Yeah.
still people alive in the silo. So,
Yeah.
but now like she has to figure out like I don't know what her goal is anymore, right?
Right.
Like she can't fix the environment quickly. She
Yeah.
can maybe try and sort out what it is, but like she
Right.
doesn't know, like she doesn't have a Geiger counter, you know what I mean?
No.
Like what
Yeah,
like where does it all go kind of, you know?
she it I'm really excited because like this is basically giving her an existential crisis. Like, what do I do when I think I've been freed, I'm still in fact in a cage because like she can't
Yeah.
currently go out because like her suit got like in damaged or something. And like
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's suits in her
maybe,
thing,
yeah,
maybe
or
there's an agricultural level somewhere, but it's like,
mhm,
I just mean like what comes next for, her, right? Like she can spend this whole season like sorting out this one empty silo, and
right.
there'll be an adventure and whatnot
Mhm,
there, but it's kind of like what's she gonna try and do? Go back to her own silo
right.
and tell people, you're right, it's shit out there. You know
Please,
what I mean?
please let me back in. What you are, in fact, somehow right.
You were totally right. Yeah, what she needs is like one of those signboards, She's gonna have to like, you were right,
Hey,
I was
yeah,
wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
which
But anyways,
I'm
I
I'm excited for this season.
oh yeah, no, I am too. It's just it's gone in a whole other direction, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not like
it's not cut and
it,
dry. You're wrong. I'm right. It's
well, yeah,
you.
like
We're
if it
all
had been
wrong.
nice and if it had been nice outside,
Yeah,
the plot would have been come back and free everyone, right?
right.
And then
But
go and
this,
free all the other silos.
right,
But now it's like you got to be careful because you could actually convince people of the wrong thing and kill
right.
everyone, right?
She, unless they like let her in, she can't go back because like if she tried to, she'd like damage the doors and then like let whatever bad thing outside in and
Well,
kill everyone.
they open the doors to let people in and out, so she could go in and out,
They've
right?
only let people out. They'd never let anyone in.
Right. If it's a virus, if it's just,
Yeah.
if it's like contaminated air or what, you know what I mean? Like if it's
Yeah, and but it's so interesting to see that like she thought something was simple. They were wrong. I was
right.
right. The world outside
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But it's now way more complicated.
Exactly. That's it. And I think that's a good place to end this episode. Very excited for
Hmm.
episode number 2. And
Yeah.
yeah,
This series
I'm
is an amazing series, and I can't wait.
yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy this entire season, no matter what, because they've opened doors to thought-provoking questions, and I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
I agree. I agree. It's good. It's good. All right. Well, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Keep subscribing, keep pressing that subscribe button and
Leave comments.
leave comments and we'll be back in a few days.
Yeah. Until we see you again.
Till we see you till the next time.